one? You're the one who's got it. What I need, you know you got it. All I'm asking is for the respect.
Focusing on the future.
Tell me no.
Good morning. Hi, my name's Ari Naaman. I'm the president of the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, and it's a pleasure to be with you all today. Haven't we had a great conference? Hasn't SABE had a great conference? I want to thank SABE for putting on a fantastic event, and I want to congratulate all of the new SABE officers and board members. I also want to say that history speaks to us. How many of you think history here is important? It inspires us to fight for things. The self-advocacy movement has a lot to fight for, I think. And it talks to us about injustices, things that people have done to us that are simply wrong, that call out to be righted. It talks to us about a dark history sometimes, of the way people have sometimes treated people with disabilities. History of eugenics, of institutions that have not been serving the cause of justice for our people. And it also teaches us that whenever we've managed to get something, to take something of our rights, and self-advocacy is about taking our rights, am I right? That someone comes along to try and take them away from us again. It happened going way back 30 years ago in the disability rights movement when Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act was passed, and the government said, well, we'll pass the law through Congress, but we won't enforce it. So what did people with disabilities do? They did protests and they did sit-ins, and they said, if you're going to pass a law for my rights, then you're going to enforce it just like anybody else's civil rights law. And we spoke up and we got our rights. It happened also when the ADA passed. And the people in power said, well, disability rights is done, right? You've got the ADA. What more do you need? But we said, well, we want more than that. We want the ADA to be enforced. We want services and supports, and we want to control how they are, not have other people control us through them. And we fought for that. We've fought for that. That's what the self-advocacy movement is all about. Fighting for our rights. Now, it's also happened as we've fought for this idea called community, which is very important to us. It's very important to everybody in this room. But one of the challenges is that even though we've gotten nearly everybody to say, well, we support community, we support community, a lot of the people that say they support community don't have the slightest idea in hell what it means. We saw that right here in Missouri. When the state decided that they were going to close an institution, but they were going to try and put what they called cottages, these large group homes that were just like the institution, right smack dab on top of where the old institution was going to be. Is that acceptable? Did we stand for it? That's right. We fought back, and we got the federal government to say that's not community. And you know why that's not community? Because people with disabilities don't want it. Frederick Douglass, a civil rights movement from not just the century before last, but the century before that, said, power yields nothing without a demand. And this self-advocacy movement I see here today has a powerful demand. And so to make that demand meaningful, ASAN, SABE, and NYLN, and just to remind you, you know what SABE stands for, Self-Advocates Becoming Empowered. ASAN stands for the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, my organization, and NYLN stands for the National Youth Leadership Network, which is another self-advocacy organization of young people. But ASAN, SABE, and NYLN convened a summit the day before the SABE conference. And we brought together over 30 national leaders from the self-advocacy movement to answer a very simple question. What is community and what is not community? And what we wanted to do with that was we wanted to send a clear and unequivocal message to the people in power that it's up to us to decide those things, that it's our choice, and that it isn't enough to just say that you support people with disabilities. It isn't enough to just say that you support community. You have to mean it. And we're the ones that are going to hold you to account. We're the ones who are going to decide. So we came together for that summit, and by the way, thank you to the Administration on Developmental Disabilities and Commissioner Sharon Lewis for funding that summit. And we came up with some questions that we decided to use to follow up with that discussion, and we saw people come around and ask you those questions. I'd like to thank the members of our interview team, Alicia Ashkenazi, Sean Kirk, Savannah Logsdon, George Braddock, and Nancy Thaler for going around in the What is Community interviews, and many of you participated in that, got a free t-shirt, and helped tell the federal government what is and what is not okay. And because of that, we have a lot of information that we are going to put together in a report and send to the federal government and communicate what we want and what we don't want. Now, we're still putting together that report, but I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the answers that came up during that discussion. Some of the answers that came up when we were trying to decide what a community really means. We heard from people that said that where people live is not enough, but it's also important. That community means living in neighborhoods where you can go and talk to other people, where you can communicate with people, where you can go to the grocery store, where you can have friends and neighbors, you can go to community events, and that's important. We heard that community means transportation, and that it's not enough to just have, have a place to sleep somewhere, but if you can't get to places, it's not meaningful. It isn't helping. So we heard community means transportation. We heard that community means that we get to decide when we eat and when we sleep and when we leave the house. Who here has had somebody try and tell you when you can do those things? Was it right or was it wrong? I can't hear you. Come on, Washington, D.C. is a long way away. I want to hear it louder. Thank you, thank you. And what we heard was that the biggest part of what community meant was who has the control and who has the power. That you could live in a house with only 2 or 3 other people, but if somebody else was controlling you, it's not community. That you could get out of the institution, but if somebody else gets to decide when you have to wake up and what you get to eat and when you leave the house, things haven't changed that much. We heard that community means we have the power, and an institution means they have the power. Now, who should have the power? Us or them? Again. One more time. That's right. And you know what? We're going to send that message straight to Washington, D.C. Because what this is about, yes. What this is about is putting the lie to those weasel words that people use to try and keep us out of community. Words like compliance. Words like appropriateness. And saying, we get to decide. We get to decide. Who gets to decide? Who gets to decide? That's right. So I'm going to hand this over to another excellent leader of the self-advocacy movement. But before I do, I want us to say one time, maybe a few more times than one time, loud enough for them to hear us in Washington, D.C., the slogan of the self-advocacy movement, nothing about us without us. Again. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great breakfast.